You're doing it wrong. Yes, you. You're trying to do this commitment thing, but you're doing it wrong. But that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Today, I'm going to show you a simple 5-step process, very, very simple 5-step process on how to commit. And I guarantee that if you follow these 5 steps, you'll be able to accomplish any goal you set up for yourself.
I'll tell you, many people say the world is a messed up place. Well, this is my attempt at fixing it.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of BigTalk. I'm your host here, Avon, and today we're going to be talking about my 5-step process for commitment, right? If you do these 5 steps, you can commit to and accomplish anything. So let's first set a ground basis, right? In a previous episode, we talked about commitment, right? We talked about, it's the number one reason why people fail. And then if they just put that shackle on themselves and attach it to a goal, right? If they just committed themselves to something, then they would accomplish that thing, because we as human beings are more powerful than anything, right, that's attainable. Commitment does have a physical element, right? You should plan things out and write things down and put them on a calendar, all that stuff, right? But truly, the more important part of commitment is not a physical thing at all, right? It's a thing that's done internally, right? It's a spiritual, mental thing, I'll call it, right? It's to go inside of yourself. Commitment happens on the inside, not much so on the outside. Step number 1, you have to define the goal. What is this thing that you're trying to commit to? What is this goal? What's the end look like, right? Not where I am now, not where, I'll be halfway, not the things I'll see along the way, but what does the end look like? What am I accomplishing, right? If my goal is to buy the new car, right? What does this new car look like, right? How does it feel to drive it? How do the seats feel, right? What does the new car smell like, right? How does it feel to drive fast down on the highway, right? What does this goal look like in the end, right? In its accomplished state, right? So you have to define that goal first and be as specific as possible. Step number 2, you have to know your why, right? You have to. It's, you've heard the saying that it's not necessarily about motivation, right? Motivation is sort of the spark, right? In this equation of success. Dedication and commitment are the flame, right? That you have to sort of rekindle. You can do things. It's hard to do things without first being motivated to do them. But to find that motivation in times of difficulty, you have to know your why, right? Without purpose in doing something, you won't be, you can't commit to something that you don't love. You can't commit to something that that's purposeless, right? You can't commit to things for no reason, truly commit to them for no reason. So you have to know your why. So if you want that new car, why do you want that new car? Is it something as vain as, I just want people to see me driving in a convertible? Or is it something deeper than that, right? I want to drive this car because it was my dad's dream car and he test drove it one time. And when I have sat in this car, it reminds me of my deceased father, right? It brings about this certain deep thing that completes me in a way. So is my why something very vain and fleeting, right? Like the next trend? Or is it something that's going to stick around and truly push me to get what I want? The third step is to question if it's worth it or not, right? You have to sort of question your why. Right? Is it worth it? In a previous video, we talked about commitment, and why the lack of commitment is the cause of most failures in terms of achieving a goal, right? And we talked about how commitment is sort of imposing shackles on yourself. It's imposing a limit on yourself. You're putting a chain on yourself. You're attaching it to a goal and you're saying, I die if I don't get this thing. But is attaching yourself to that goal really worth it? Because you are going to impose limits on yourself when you commit to something. So if I commit to going to the gym and losing 10 pounds over 6 months, the limit that I'm imposing on myself is going to be, I can't eat the fried chicken and the ice cream and the buns 4 days a week, right? Where I can't go out drinking with my friends every single weekend. I have to eat greens now, right? Those are limits I have to impose on myself to accomplish this goal. So you first, you're not going to be able to map out every single little thing that's going to happen throughout this journey of accomplishing the goal. And you're not going to be able to map out all the roadblocks that you'll hit along the way. But you can sort of anticipate some of them and say, am I really willing to give this thing up, right? Do I just love bun buns so much? I just love them so much that I'm not willing to ever give them up. Well, maybe this goal isn't worth it for you. Or do I value health over the bun buns, right? So you have to question if this goal, if attaining this goal, if committing yourself to this goal is even worth it or not. After you've done all that, you'll get to the fourth step. And that's if you decide the goal is worth it, you'll get to the fourth step. And the fourth step is to consciously commit, right? And this is the thing I was talking about when I say it's an internal process. This is the most important step. You have to go inside yourself and say, I, whoever, fill in the name, blank, 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 commit to achieving this goal, right? I will do this. This is not something that you need to make a vow to in front of your friends and your family and your loved ones. This is something you have to commit to yourself because, you know, people always say have an accountability partner and blah, blah, blah. These things can work, but at the end of the day, the most effective way of you achieving your goals is for you to commit to yourself, not your friend, not your mom, not your sister, none of that, right? You have to make the decision for yourself. You were born alone, you're going to die alone. And when all those things fade, what's still left? It should be you. So you have to commit to yourself. You have to go inside of yourself and flip the switch on, right? Nobody else can do it for you. You're just cheating yourself because the minute that accountability partner goes out the window, you fail. The minute moms doesn't call you that weekend when you really want to have that bun, you fail. And I know this sort of goes against a lot of traditional teachings of commitment, but look at the results. This is what happens. People keep failing. And I'm I'm sort of sick of seeing that. So I have to give you the honest truth. A lot of you aren't going to like it, but you have to go inside yourself and commit to yourself. And if you've completed all other 4 steps and you've passed, you've defined your goal, you've questioned your why, right? Why is worth it? You've decided that it's worth it, and you've consciously made the effort to commit inside of yourself. You've went inside and you've committed. You've completed all 4 steps. Then you can proceed to the 5th step. And one of the most important steps of this equation, and that is simply to start. I've defined the goal. I've did all the steps. Now it's time for me to step into that lifestyle. It's time for me to step into that goal and start working on achieving it. It's time to start the journey. The right foot comes forward. So that is my 5-step process for achieving a goal. My 5-step process for committing yourself to a goal. From taking your risk, putting a shackle on and attaching it to the goal and saying, if I don't get it, I will not be. I will die. It's over for me. When I commit myself to that thing, I will achieve that thing because nothing is more powerful in terms of energy, in terms of spirituality, in terms of overall being than a human being. If I bet myself against anything that's attainable, I will succeed because I am greater than anything. If this video provided value for you, go ahead and leave a like. And tell me in the comment section, tell me that goal that you've committed yourself to. I want to know. Let me know. I want to lose 10 pounds by summertime. I want to drive this car. I want to go on this vacation trip. Let me know in the comment section. Tell me that goal that you're going to be working on today. As always, this is Big Talk. Thank you for listening.
I'll tell you, many people say the world is a messed up place. Well, this is my attempt at fixing it.